Hi, my name is Irene Bell, and today we're going to look at changing your inbox rules on Office 365 to have emails go directly to a folder, or for emails, if you already have emails going directly to a folder, how to stop that, and also favoriting folders. The first thing you want to go to is outlook.office365.com. And if you logged in your computer before, your name may pop up here. If not, you can just select use another account, and you're going to want to log in. So while it's setting up, it should take you straight to your email. Your email is the default. You can change this on your Office 365 settings. So on your left, within your email, on your left, these are your favorite folders. Your favorite folders are things that are starred. So if you have a folder, if your principal sends you emails and you've been putting it into a folder, but you don't see that folder here, how to access it, you can select More, and then you have your folders here. To move a folder from just the More category to your favorites, the stars next when you hover over are what you want. You want them dark. So I don't have Archive. Archive is not up here. I can make Add to Favorites, and now Archive, you can see, is up here. Let's say I have a folder that I do not want up here. I don't want my archive actually, or my sent items up here. I can select that star and it'll ask me if I want it to remove from my favorites. So I select OK. And so that's how to favorite a folder. On your settings cog on the top right, if you go to Options, this is how we're going to change the rules. So under Options, you have multiple options for shortcuts, general mail, calendar, people, etc. So under the mail options, which should open automatically, you want to go to Inbox and Sweep Rules. So right now I do have a rule for distance learning. My rule is called distance learning. So if a recipient address contains the words twice.cc or CILC or cap space, I want them to delete the message, and it is currently on. So if I wanted to create a new rule, I select Add. I call the rule, let's say I call it Twitter. So when the message arrives, it matches all of these conditions. So it was sent or received. It includes these words. And there's a lot of different options. So typically people do includes these words in the subject, subject body, all of these things. Since I'm doing a Twitter rule, and I say includes these words, and I say in the body, if someone's signature says follow me on Twitter, they're automatically going to be moved over. So since this is more of a broad, I'm going to say received from. Oh, I'm just kidding. Because when I select received from, I actually have to select who it's from. Instead, I'm going to include these words in the sender's address. I'm going to write the word Twitter and add it. So I selected includes these words in the sender's address, because I don't just want it in the subject or subjective body. If I have in the subject and a teacher's emailing me about Twitter and she says Twitter question, then that will automatically be put out. But if someone from Twitter is emailing me, it's going to be now this rule. So when the message arrives and it matches that condition, I want to move it to a folder, delete the message, or copy the message, which means it goes to my inbox and goes somewhere else. I can mark the message as read with importance as a category. So for this, it was from my principal and I wanted to copy the message to a folder. I could do that. Forward, redirect, or send. So if I want to forward it to my Gmail or redirect the message to someone or send a text message to myself for that, I could do that as well. I'm going to move the message to a folder, and it lists my folders. So my folders are my cabinet. If I wanted to create a new folder, I right-click, create new subfolder, and I'm going to call it Twitter. I'm going to select the Enter, and then I have to scroll down to find Twitter and select OK. And so I can also add an exception. So if it includes Twitter, I'm going to move the email to my folder Twitter, and I can add an exception here. Stop processing more rules. See if it pulls it up. Okay, so this is for the case. If you have a message that meets multiple rules, only the first rule will be applied. And so we'll just go ahead and keep that on, and I'll select OK. And there is my new inbox rule. Now, let's say in 2 weeks, I am not getting a lot of emails. So what I can do, I can turn off I can turn it off. I can also select it and delete it. And so if I delete that rule, that means it's no longer going to filter that rule into my inbox. Now I do suggest, and I'm actually going to set it up, I'm going to set up Elizabeth is my supervisor. I'm going to select received from, and oh, and there she is. So I'm going to say received from Elizabeth. This time I'm going to copy the message to a folder. And in my cabinet, I'm going to create a new subfolder. And I'm going to call it Elizabeth Kohut. Select the enter button. Then I have to scroll down and select her. And so it's going to copy the message, which means I'm not only going to have it in my inbox, I'm also going to have it in a folder for her. And I can add an exception as well, but it's received from her. And so I'm going to select OK. And so that is how you create a rule and how you also can delete, and you can also edit rules.